get together again, and I'm so excited. Today, Rhonda's taking a class. That's great, because that's going to help all of us one way or another. I'm so excited for Rhonda, just bringing it in. And we're so excited to have Bex Marie again. Like, oh, we love you, Bex. Glad to have you here. We've pulled somebody on the show who hasn't been on for a long, long time, and sometimes it breaks my heart that we don't keep in touch better, you know? It's like, we got to do this. Lisa Winston, feel her energy. She is a beautiful, lifting energy, you know, but supportive as well. I mean, it's both of it. She's an international speaker and author. And I always forget that you're actually a vocalist too. I mean, that's
40 years, 40 plus years.
Oh my God, that is so cool. What's been attracting my attention lately, because I'm so fascinated, I mean, you know, is your artwork, which we can see some of it behind you. I mean, oh my God, I'm so excited for you to come on and share. So welcome to Spirit Sessions of You of the Light.
You guys, I'm so excited when you asked me on again. I was like, yeah, we haven't talked in a long time. I didn't realize it was like, what, 5 years or something?
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm super happy to be here with you guys. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I've got to see more of it now that I you know, once we scheduled you on, I got to look at more and more of that art. And so I know that those of you that are listening to the podcast, we love you. Feel the energy of the colors. But you can go to her website, and all that stuff should be listed in the description and stuff. So can you give us an update of what's been happening since 2018, or you know, the highlights or the lowlights?
Or the lowlights.
You know.
Yeah. That I'll try to, you know, compress it. Yes, everything was going really well. And then to 2018, my mother passed in 2018. Then I moved to Texas to be with Joe. And actually, we were just going to work together. But we fell in love. And that's what Spirit, he's my twin flame. And so Spirit made it incredibly clear, you know, we didn't really want to. We weren't looking. We were just led to each other. And that's all she wrote. But anyway, after that, gosh, we traveled internationally. We did some stuff. Well, then he actually filed for divorce, obviously. And that was a very abusive 3 years, horrific. So talking about being, you know, tested by fire. And then, of course, in April of 2019, I'm going on 4 years. I almost died from Lyme disease and 12 co-infections, which I'm still trying to, you know, dig out of. But I'm
really
functional, way more functional than I was for a long time. And then, of course, just as I started getting a little bit better from the neuroalignment, we were going to start to try to travel again. Then, of course, COVID. It's you know. But the cool thing is that, you know, how we're all looking to find our life purpose. And sometimes we're not really clear on what that is. Like for what, I told you guys, you're going to have to put up with my earbuds falling out. You know, I was a singer for 40 plus years. I left that. And then I went into coaching, which was my purpose at that point. But it started being heavy. I didn't really love it anymore. And so through a series of synchronicities, since you guys work the same way, you live the same way, I was led back to my art. And I've been a watercolor artist my whole life, and various other things I did too, but I was kind of closet watercolor because I was like, you know, even being a musician, you have that stigma. You can't make money doing what you love. Mm-hmm. So I kind of, you know, steered away from it. Well, I was led to it full on. And so all the things that happened since 2018 really were leading me up to my best life ever. And I had to go through a lot of stuff to be able to clear that and move into it. But I am so grateful because I'm exactly finally, I'll be 64 on the 21st of this month. That's just what
really?
A week from Tuesday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I just want to share, you know, it doesn't matter how old you are because, you know, if you're alive, you can still do whatever it is that you're called to do. And so that's exciting. Yeah. Thank you for asking.
Oh my God.
I love that. That's so great. It's a Beatles song. So when I hear somebody turn 64, I'm like, yay!
Yeah, that's it.
Milestone.
Yeah.
I like that.
Will you still need me? Will you still
right.
need me?
Right?
I love it. I read a quote from you when I was looking at your bio that's the challenges are sent to refine us, not define us. And I want you to know, when I wrote it down, I'm reading it and I know what it was, but I still wrote it the other way. They define it, and it's like, man, I must really got to work on that right there.
I love that. Yeah, it's so funny because, you know, even when I had cancer after I lost my house and then I had breast cancer, that was back in 2007, 2008. And after I went through that experience, people were like, why don't you come and coach around cancer? Come to the cancer support groups and all that kind of stuff. And even though I get that, and even like the cancer walks, I was not called to be in that energy, to focus there, because I'm one of those people that's sensitive. And it's like, if I attach to something too much, I didn't want to create it again. So some people do allow their experiences to define them, and they go on and they live their lives. And, you know, everybody has their own role and their own purpose in life. Mine was not that, but it was very clear for me that I was being tested. I just posted something today. I can't remember what it was, but it was like, listen to the synchronicities, the intuitive hits before you get the smackdown. And that's what it's about, you know, allowing life to refine you at the deepest level. It's hard. You know, my daughter said to me the other day, Mom, life is really hard. I said, yeah, it is. I mean, I'm not going to BS you. It's hard.
Yeah.
But you can still find joy in all that, and you can still grow stronger through it. And I don't care what anybody says. That's truth. That's true.
I love that. And it's, we're all being polished and refined in that. Like, it's especially this past few years, it's like, this has been the ultimate smackdown, hasn't it?
If we were listening before, we are now.
Yeah, no, you have no choice now. And it's like, we can't just walk around with blinders on anymore.
Right.
You know, you can't walk around and pretend like you don't see what's going on. So it's really about accepting. Acceptance is huge, you know, accepting what's happening and making the best of your own situation, allowing it to move you where you need to go instead of, you know, we've got to let go of resistance. That's been our biggest thing. And I know for me personally, one of my biggest forms of resistance has been around creativity, because the doubts come in and they knock me on my ass. And I'm like, no, you can't do that. What are you talking about? Don't do that. If like, I, for the longest time, had fear of putting paint on, you know, on a canvas because it's permanent for me. Like when I did it, that was it. And then if I do something great and I make a mistake, it's done. It's ruined.
Yeah,
so,
I want to tell everybody something though. Bex is the one who makes our amazing post, and I see her as nothing but creative. Right? You know?
Oh, wow. Yeah. No, that's funny that you said that, because there's so many aspects of the artist's journey, the creative journey. I'm so in awe because everyone is coming forward. People I didn't even know that were artists before. So the feminine energy is just, you know, coming out like crazy. So it is a blessed time. I don't think we've ever been in a time like this before. But you said something, Bex, and that was, if I put it down on canvas, that's it. Like it stays that way. Well, let me tell you that I have learned differently. I have sold canvases that were 7 layers deep, you know, where I write words on, or I'm having an emotional something or other, which people are attracted to, whatever energy goes in, and then the healing, you know, in the process. Right. But the cool thing is that it's only paint. You can always paint over it.
That's true.
And so that's another one of those limiting beliefs, those things that just hold us back. That's just self-sabotage, which we all do. Right. So I love that you brought that up. Yeah.
Yeah. It's been such a big block for me. Like, it's just, you know, I've done it. I've painted some things. I loved it. And then I'm like, I can't do that again. Nope, can't do that again. That's it. Like, that was my one thing. That's great. I'll celebrate that. And, you know, then it's just a huge hesitation when I go to even think about doing it. I'm like, oh, I can't. Like, I just get so uptight about it.
We need to do a creative workshop. That's what we got to do.
Yes. We need like a big creative release. You know, I think that's like a big just release and letting go of expectations, letting go of holding ourselves to, you know, standards, like just letting, because that's the thing is resistance is such a huge part of the creative process, because you have to learn how to overcome resistance to really let the creativity flow.
Well, the really cool thing is that, you know, I had been a watercolor painter all my life. And so I did little details, and because I'm a perfectionist, so it would really shut me down, even though I loved it. You know, it was like, God, this is so hard. And the cool thing is that I talked to a client that I had a couple of years previous, and he's the one that showed me this art that I had never seen before. And I went bonkers. I literally exploded open. That's when I started spending thousands and thousands of dollars I didn't have to buy canvases and paint. And what I did was,
Come back.
It just, if anybody would try art, I suggest fluid art, because literally you can look at it on YouTube. It doesn't have to be processes. You completely just like, you do whatever you want to do, and then things come through, totems, kinds of things that it's unexpected, but also gets you out of your head. Like sorry.
I'm wondering if maybe you could refresh though, because it's stuck, frozen, and we can't see you, but we can hear you.
Okay.
What do you think, Bex? Oh, I can almost hear you.
Yeah, you're cutting out. It's like the signal dropped.
But I don't know what's going on.
Oh, it's getting better.
Yeah,
oh,
here we go. You're coming back.
You. Got you. Come back.
I love that she's talking
now
about
you're
fluid
frozen.
art. Oh, well, we're seeing your chair and your background, so there's definitely been a little bit of an update there.
Yeah.
It's starting to work better.
Are you guys there?
Yeah, we're here.
We're here. We see your chair. We don't see you.
Are you there?
Yeah.
Can you see me now?
No.
You know what's weird? I was hardwired.
Oh, that's
and I unplugged the hardwire.
Weird. Oh.
Yeah. We've been having lots of internet problems. We have boosters and everything else. So,
wow.
Yeah, challenges. But anyway, let's see, where were we? With fluid art, again, for me, the problem has really been that creating a business around my art has its own set of challenges. Like, I'm not a technical person, right? So it shuts me down. I just want to paint and create. But heck yeah. So you have to continue to find a way to do art for art's sake. In other words, I'm working with art coach. The piece that you paint doesn't have to be a masterpiece. You're supposed to paint for you. And if you're an intuitive, I learned how to do intuitive painting. Hello, Nancy's cat magic. You really want to, again, take that time to connect to source, meditate, whatever you need to do, clear your head, and just, for me, it's either tech or painting. When I combine the two, it's awful. So, you want to be in that space of flow. You really do. And you want to be able to just have fun with it. But again, you can go to YouTube, you can look at videos, you can look at techniques. But if you start getting too caught up in the how-tos, you lose the flow, you lose the fun of it.
Right.
So again,
out of your heart. Yeah,
it's like everything else. It's a journey, to help us be better and align more and stay in flow more.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love the fluid art thing you were talking about, like the whole, I've seen some of the videos and things like that, and the concept of it is just so amazing. Unfortunately, I don't have the space you need a whole room for that, right?
It's messy.
But it's messy, but that's like, the thing is creativity is messy. To be immersed fully in creativity is messy. So it's such an awesome way to express yourself and just kind of let things show up however they're meant to. That's really like letting go. That's surrendering, right? Complete surrender, because you don't know what's going to transform or transpire in that process.
Right.
Which I think is just, and I think that's a huge way to open up to really being in the creative flow.
And it is a process,
Yeah, it is.
It's been I've been doing this 2 years now.
Right.
And it's cool to see the evolution. Hopefully you can keep seeing me, because I keep popping out and I'm sorry, I don't know what's happening with that. But it's really an evolution of self. It has nothing more to do than with you getting out of your mind and you connecting with source, connecting to your genius. I'm doing a lot of forgiveness work right now too. So I'm still actively involved in trying to get rid of this. It's crazy, as much work as I've done. There's so much work to be done still.
Yeah, isn't that crazy though? What you do, I get that too. I work so hard on either self-love or forgiveness. It's like, oh my God, why is that coming up again?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's an endless journey.
There's
always more layers.
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah.
So
crazy.
Can I really want to talk about this aspect of us being energy frequency beings.
Yeah.
Can I do that?
Yeah,
absolutely.
let's do it.
If you have questions, shoot them to me. But I really, my whole thing, because I've always been an intuitive, I used to do readings. Anyway, so the cool thing is that the more I do this, like I just got back to doing Qigong again recently because I had
Oh,
done that
yay.
20 years ago, right? And
Nice.
I'm still in pain a lot of times from the Lyme and all this other stuff. And I was just like, I was called back and I started doing it. And the first time I did it, I started to cry because I was, how when you're disconnected and then you get aligned and it's
Yes.
like source comes in so powerfully.
Wow.
And
Beautiful.
so I started doing that again. I started doing this practice, forgiveness practice, but also in the morning when I'm laying in bed, I actually just sit there and close my eyes and I start thanking the trillions of cells that actually keep my body alive, that do the processes that I am not even aware of. And I'm telling you, when I tell my body that I love myself, I love it. I'm forgive me for ignoring you for so many years. Thank you for all you've gotten me through. I literally start to cry. And so it takes very little to excite your energy, to lift your vibrations. It's really about being in a space of gratitude and love and acknowledgement and honoring. And, it can take seconds a day. You don't have to be immersed in it for an hour a day. And it's making a huge difference. Because when you elevate, your vibes, you elevate your mood, you elevate your life experience because we are frequency beings.
Yeah.
So are you using, what is your practice though, your forgiveness practice? Does it have to do with the Ho'oponopono prayer or
it did.
Where do you go?
That's a great question because it did. And I had done that a lot. And like Joe does that every night. He spends time in the hot tub doing gratitude and forgiveness. But I'm going to share this because he recently had a major experience and so did I. I'm also cutting cords again, but I'm not cutting them. I'm pulling them out at the root because the cord leaves danglers, right?
Yes, it does.
So but then Joe did a practice one day and he came to me and he said, something just changed for me. And I was like, what was it? And I said, Joe forgives Joe. And so I started saying, Lisa forgives Lisa. And I'm open to receive all of my good, all my abundance, all my wealth, all my joy, all my health. And literally, I'm getting chills as I say it.
Yeah, me too.
So it doesn't have to be difficult. It's super easy. Really, it's just a matter of doing it and being committed to it and also being really in integrity with it. Like you really want to do forgiveness. You really want to clear things. So
I feel lighter already.
I love that. I love being with you guys because I'm buzzing all over.
I mean, that one's so powerful. Like we focus so much on forgiving, situations and forgiving people, and we don't really think to forgive ourselves. It's there's so many other things, but really that is the key part, is that's where we hold the most, tension, the most hardship around ourselves, is that we don't allow ourselves to really step into that space of forgiveness of ourselves and understanding or understanding that every step of our journey has been necessary. Every decision we've made has been a part of our evolution. And while we may not fully be able to, I guess there's a part where it's like holding ourselves accountable to an extreme, right? Accountability has been a huge trend. Everybody's like, accountability, everybody needs to be accountable. What part of accountability is really helping us to embrace love and compassion and understanding? There's like a rigidity with accountability that keeps people in this space of justice, right? Yeah. So I think that's a huge part, is really stepping into forgiveness of self is the way to really being able to let it all go.
And I love that. And, so I had also worked with a kindness coach. Unfortunately, her daughter passed away. She was only 32 from heart issues like 6 months ago. But anyway, she was helping with my own daughter and our journey because of her narcissistic dad and all that. But I'll tell you, it really is, if we don't forgive ourselves, or she had me do a practice that was a kindness practice. Whenever you get angry about something or angry at someone, you have to actually, number one, be kind to yourself. And you have to repeat that, Again, that comes into play with the love and the compassion for yourself. We're always doing it out there. Like you said, Bex, and it was like, that is the stuff that holds us back. That's the stuff that sabotages every effort because we don't feel worthy. We don't feel, we're not open to receive, whatever it is. So it's about being kind and loving to ourselves. Oh. Gina, thank you.
I needed that. I needed that. Every morning I'm up yelling at my cat for getting me up early, and I try not to. So I'm shuffling my cards because I pull a unicorn card every day, and it says forgiveness, self-forgiveness, and stuff like that. And I'm going, what? I'm the one who got woke up. But I realize what you're saying now. It's got to come from here first, and then goes
and
out.
I'm not perfect,
there.
I'm not perfect either. But again, we have those practices to go to, right? And right. I mean, for me, growing up not feeling loved, not feeling seen, accepted, heard, and then of course being the wacko, intuitive person for my whole life that everybody's like, no wonder I was burned at the stake way back when, right? Because I mean, it's like, why do I have to live that again? I don't, and so
good point.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I just think that because it's so funny when we start the creative journey or any journey, it's all about that, right? It always takes us back to the journey of self.
So, absolutely.
Or connection
everything
to source.
is. Yes. Everything is.
Yeah.
And I just have to say, we don't expect you to be perfect. We love you as you are. And we no longer strive for perfection. We strive for authenticity. Yes, that is our goal. Perfection doesn't exist. So
which brings us to the other quote. The world needs your authentic gift.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. There are some people that are working in corporate America, or whatever. People are doing a lot of different things, and they want to, there are a lot of creatives. I'm in a part of a community called the High Vibe Badass Art Tribe, and we're doing amazing things together, collaborations and things. And there are people who want to leave, but they're afraid to. And so I think the thing is that, I love these, I love these people. Yeah, I know a lot of us have been, right? But it's time to leave that behind because we're not there anymore. So anyway, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, the world does need us. It's crazy because there's so many of us on the planet, right? But just like no fingerprint is exactly the same as all the other billions of people that are on the planet, neither is our purpose. And who's to say what that is? You know that. I don't know that. But if one thing I'm committed to is that I may be afraid, I may feel small sometimes, I may whatever, right? I'm dealing with all this stuff, but I pray to God, the universe, spirit, that I don't leave the planet this time around. Because first of all, I want to get rid of all that old karma and all that old crap. I don't want to come back in again if I'm coming back, right? But we need to really, when our light goes out and we don't express it, literally, I feel this in my soul and I'm feeling emotional. It really creates an imbalance in the world and the planet because each person is here to shine. And I know everybody's situations are different, but I always liken people to look at Oprah, look at all these other people who were in poverty situations, people who have been molested, abused, kidnapped, whatever. But we have to make a choice at some point to not be a victim, and we need to move forward. And in doing that, that's when we start to align with our authentic self, our authentic purpose. And my master number is an 11, right? So my life has been pretty traumatic.
Yeah.
But I'm still here. And I'm becoming more of who I am every day. And so it's just about being courageous enough to show up 1 minute at a time, one step, and showing up and continuing the journey and doing what it is that you're here to do. Oh, God, I just really felt that. That's crazy.
Powerful. Wow. So powerful. And I'm a 22 and I still haven't figured it out yet. So I'm supposed to be a builder and I'm like, build what? what am I building? I'm just living life.
Right. Well, the cool thing is that we're all creatives. Every single one of us are born from a creative process. We have creativity at our core. Like a lot of people say, well, I don't know how to draw. So what? It's not about drawing. Maybe you're a designer, or maybe you put together flower arrangements, or maybe, there are maybe you bake. There are so many things. That doesn't have to be painting or art. That's just the way I express. But and the thing is that if we don't align with that, we turn into the stuffy adult, and I was known to be that way for a really, really long time. which was heavy and was killing me. That's probably why I got cancer. And that was one of the things. It doesn't allow us to align with our genius, with our soul. And when you're aligned, and not just for the world, but for you, if you're stuck in victimhood, or you're stuck in anger, heaviness, misery, whatever it is, and you don't make a different choice. I mean, even if you can take a walk outside, play with your dog, do something. Because again, if you elevate your vibes, and if you listen for those synchronicities, those ideas, those intuitive hits, if you can start tuning into that, how many of us like initially, right, we'll hear, get off the freeway now. And we're like, what's that? And then we drive right into an accident.
Oh yeah, I've done this.
Right? Well, me too. And then something happened to me with my daughter that really changed everything. It's like, I better listen from now on. So again, you don't want the great smackdown in any way, shape, or form. So it's like, we just need to start listening to our inner guidance, because it's never wrong. And even when we don't understand it, even when we're not sure where it's taking us one step to another step to another step. Look at all the years it took me, and all the professions I had, and all the stuff I've done, and all the stuff I've learned, and how much I've grown. And I'm still growing, right? But that's life. Like, we have this weird idea. Sorry, I'm on my soapbox. We have this weird idea that life is perfect. Life is going to be perfect. We're going to land on this one thing. We're going to become famous, or we're going to have a lot of money, or we're going to finally have happiness. And I have to tell you, I've been to places where I've had all the things I wanted and I wasn't happy. I was like, what's that about? Right? So it's not about that. It's about taking the journey, finding yourself, doing what you love to do, playing more. And creativity is just one of the ways. Doodling. I mean, I used to just get out a notebook and get some markers out and just start making flowers and stuff. It gets you out of your head. Okay, I'll shut up. Now you guys can talk.
No, I think that's so important.
Yeah, it's amazing stuff you're saying here. I'm over there. I'm imagine I'm living through everything you're saying. I came up with an idea. How about intuitive cross stitch? I mean, I don't know if I could ever try that, but it's working with the colors and it's sewing and stuff. And I thought, oh, well, that might be fun. I wonder if that could turn into anything. So you're inspiring me right now is what I'm trying to say.
That's beautiful. We'll even look at a sunset. If I'm driving, I always look at clouds. Not too long ago, I posted, I saw these weird looking clouds I had never seen.
I saw those. Those were cool.
I thought they were UFOs, but no, they weren't. Somebody said it was about global warming and the ozone, so I don't want to talk about that.
Listen,
so
we've had guests on that have shared stuff like that, and those are probably the radionic ships. So
yeah.
You were right. Trust your intuition, because they cloak as clouds.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. But anyway, I've had lots of experiences. Like I said, I'm a weirdo, right? To most people, I was the black sheep, and I love being it.
Yeah, thank you. Let's do it. The black sheep's rise.
Yes, it's our time.
We're really the white sheep. The people just don't get it.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Wow.
So I want to hear about what has this creative process for you in really opening up to your painting and allowing yourself to just move into that space. What has that done for your spiritual journey and learning to understand yourself in a whole new way?
I love that question. Well, for sure, because I have a habit, like maybe some of us, going to the negative side. Like I used to think I was born on the negative side of the bed, because I can be a realist. And I can, and I have a daughter who is incredibly intuitive and talented, but she goes to that realism place and, Mom, I don't know what you're talking about. That's crazy. And, there are a lot of things that can shut us down. But my experience is I used to have the most glorious relationship with spirit, years ago. And I've had it on and off. That's when I get out of alignment and then things aren't so much fun. Like I used to use my angel cards, right? Get a reading every morning exactly where I was going. And I was just given these messages. And recently I've been seeing 11, 11, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, like for the last 3 months. And I'm like, okay, you're trying to tell me something. But the thing is that when I get off too far and I'm starting to have pain and I'm tired and I'm angry, because I do have some anger issues I'm still working through. It's like spirit just reels me in and brings me back. So the creative process was another one. It was kind of like you keep asking, to really step into your purpose, And then you get angry and then you move away and you're like, I can't do this. I don't want to do this anymore. I go back to my 5-year-old who's still wounded and I say, I just, I'm almost 64. I'm too old.
I think we're losing you again.
Oh, no.
Oh, you're back. Keep that. We got it.
Well, no, it was.
She's blowing the circuits.
Yeah. You're high vibing today.
This is really high vibe.
But it's like,
Well, the thing about StreamYard though is it's supposed to be able to fix it when it plays it back. They've got this advertisement that they can clear it up a lot. So on the replay, it should be
blinking in it.
Right.
We just don't have you right now. Here, it's pulling the energies. It's hooked up again.
Calling in the angels.
Back?
Oh, I hear you.
Am I back?
You're coming back.
Not the visual, but we hear you.
Okay.
I'm not keeping it. Any ideas, Bex?
I do.
I don't know. We'll have to have you on again.
Oh my goodness. Come on, come back,
Oh,
come back.
Your audio's coming back. We're
Am I
hearing you more
back?
clearly.
Am I
Yeah,
back?
your voice is. Your picture's not, but your voice is.
I better talk fast, right? What I wanted to say is that our souls are so big and we know it, but our minds are telling us otherwise.
Right.
And so the journey is, tapping into who you really are. You're more powerful than you can imagine. You're bigger and brighter. You have all the entire universe at your disposal. We forget. We think that it's all coming from here, but where's that coming from? So it's really about, for me, getting realigned with source. And when I come back to source, sometimes I cry and I'm like, God, I've missed you. What did I do walking away from you? Why did I do that? So source is trying to keep us close.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, it is. And I think, it's just so reaffirming, for those of us who maybe have stepped away or have had trouble reconnecting in some ways, is just, remembering that it's the most natural thing we can do is be in contact and connection with source. It's a natural part of our experience. So we're the ones who overcomplicate things. Right. We're the ones who get in our own way.
Always.
Yeah. It's just, it's those thoughts, those thoughts that are meant to distract us, those thoughts that are meant to keep us in a state of, of limbo, if you will. Right.
Well, I hate to say this, like I'm not a born again Christian. I don't believe in the devil. Right. I do believe that there are alternate energies that are not in our highest and best good. And so those are always trying, it's the darkness, the shadow side is always trying to pull us away. And so I'll be daggone if I'm going to let the shadow side win. Sorry.
Absolutely.
When I've got angels around me, in droves. I'm doing what I came here to do. So
yeah, no, that's so important. I mean, especially it's it's been a hot topic recently of things that have been on the television programming, right? Things that have been really dark and heavy, and people are just like, oh no, that's just what they're doing. It's entertainment. That's not entertainment.
Well, and you can choose. Yeah. You can choose where you put your focus. I don't watch the news. I don't watch television. I watch, movies once in a while or whatever.
Well, unfortunately, it's all over social media too. But yeah, it's all about being discerning and what you allow yourself to be. Yeah. We can be an observer without taking it on.
True.
That's the true discipline, is being an observer of things, allowing yourself to bear witness without owning what you're seeing.
Yes.
So
and before you go to bed, if you're having trouble sleeping, are you losing me? Do you still have me?
No, I'm still here.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, if you go to bed, don't watch a bang up, shoot up, anything before you go to bed, because I've done that with Joe a couple times, and I'm like, I can't. So we end up watching the Great British Baking Show. Or
I love that.
Yes, I love the Great British Bake Off. That's so much fun.
I know.
We
But
always
it's
cry
true.
at the end. Do you guys?
No, I just think it's fun because
It's
I
like,
love
oh,
baked
we missed
goods and
them.
stuff.
I love it. And it's so true. You really have to choose what
Yeah,
works for you best. And I usually do my
absolutely.
qigong before I go to bed also.
Oh,
So,
Right.
yay.
That
yeah.
I
helps a
love
lot
that.
too.
Yep.
It
It
does.
does. It does.
Have you guys been having like crazy vivid dreams lately, like the past couple of weeks, or is it just me? I just wanted to know because it seems like they've been off the charts lately.
I have. Well, actually, last night, I think I got about 4 hours of sleep. I was dreaming
Yeah, me
about a
too.
Wow.
burning house and
Oh,
like all kinds of bizarre things.
Oh.
wow.
So I'm
Yeah,
a
they've
little
been
off
really
today.
strange
Are you healing the
dreams.
past with that dream? Wow.
Well, I did lose my house to fire. And
Right.
if we
Yeah.
hadn't gotten up, we'd be dead.
Oh
But
my
I mean,
gosh.
so fire is a heavy theme around me. And my daughter, she lost 2 houses to wildfire. So
Wow.
I don't know. I've had some weird dreams and people from the past in my dreams as well, very vivid.
Yeah.
So I don't know what any of that means because I'm not a dream reader. But
You know, I had a dream about you and Joe one time.
you did? Was it good?
It was okay. I wasn't as lucid as I wanted to be in the dream. It seems like I was sitting there in the living room, and I had a young child with me, like my firstborn was a baby, and it was like I was in a position of needing help. The house, the sofa was like an older sofa, and things are packed all around like you would see like from things from the past, like antiques and things.
Oh,
There's
wow.
neat bookshelves, old bookshelves, and it was all the greatest thing. And then Joe had come in and had to go into the kitchen because he was going to get a refreshing like drink, like a smoothie or something. And then that's when you were able to come around to me, and you were able to show me around a little bit. So I don't even know what
Oh.
that was, but
But that's
That's
funny
cool.
because the last 3 years since the divorce and moving and everything else, he's literally gotten rid of so many things. I mean,
oh wow,
downsized. And so a lot of that had to do with his past, his first marriage, the second marriage, just stuff that had accumulated, which really needed to be blown away. And so
yeah,
that's
amazing.
interesting because, for me, I lost mine to wildfire, but then we accumulate again. And it's kind of like the process of getting rid of things is really important for everybody, not
It
hanging on to those
is.
things.
It
Yeah.
is. I'm not
So
good
that's
at that.
interesting.
I'm a collector. Even on my
Me too.
phone, I collect pictures. And like I might have collected them a million times, like sayings or this is going to be important to me.
I do that
I'm a
too.
hoarder. It's awful. I have so many
60
pictures on my.
Me too.
How much?
60,000.
I have 70, like 74,000.
Oh,
I
you
know
guys.
it's awful, and I'm like, if I try to go through this and like delete them, it's
How do
gonna
you
take
have
me
room
a
on your
year.
phone for that?
I don't have room on my phone for
iCloud.
anything else. Yeah,
But it's funny because my computer that just completely crashed this past week. I was with Apple for
Oh.
like days and frustrated. And I finally had to say, because they're like, we need to erase everything. And I thought, you know what? If it's not backed up and I don't have it, who cares? Because I
Yeah.
thought back to the fire. We lose things. When you lose something and it's not a choice, it's really hard to let go, but it's a big lesson because it's like, did we look at half the stuff that we had anyway? Do we even know what we had? So it's kind of like, and when we die, guess what? When my parents passed away, we got rid of everything, antiques, sold them, pitched them. So it's like
Wow.
nobody's going to care about anything when you go. So it's kind of like let go now.
Yeah.
It'll be a lot easier for your kids down the road.
Yeah, that's a good point. I guess I should get on that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna leave them with my junk.
That's true. I've thought of that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big one. I've collected so much stuff, and I'm just like, oh, I might read that book at some point, maybe when I have time, and then I just don't get to it.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's a big
We all
one.
do that. It's a part of being human.
It is. It is. Well, because it's like we think we need to have stuff to make us feel like we matter or worth something,
And that's what was so
doesn't-
weird after the fire.
Yeah.
I had lost
Yeah.
antiques, my daughter's stuff, because she had lost her house with her dad in the
Wow.
first fire, and I kept stuff to save. And then I lost all kinds of
Oh.
things from my parents and
Oh.
trips and antiques. And, it's so weird because it's like all of a
Wow.
sudden you're left with a space. It's almost like when you don't have any stuff, literally, we didn't even have a toothbrush. We had our 2 dogs. It's almost like you lose your identity. Who am I? It's
Yeah.
very weird.
How neat.
And I hope that nobody
neat.
has to go through that because
Yeah.
that's hard.
Isn't that crazy though? Wow.
As you're talking about it, all I can hear is like you just feel naked. You just feel naked. And
You are
exposed
naked,
and
like you came in, with
Yeah.
nothing. You're going to leave with nothing.
And that's exactly it. You can't take it with you. You can't take it with you.
No.
So,
So somebody's going to get stuck with a whole lot of canvases and paintings and paint.
You know
when I
what?
go.
We'll sign up to relieve you of those. Relieve Joe. Joe, we'll take some.
Yeah, he won't want them all. My daughter won't want them all either. Too many.
They're gorgeous. So
Yeah.
I would like to see some if you want to show some on the screen. We would love to see
well, you
some
can
of them.
see. Let's see if you can see behind me. Hold on. Let me take my ear thingies out. So this is a really cool one. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, look.
It's got some gold in it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That is gorgeous. Oh, wow. I love that one.
It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, that is beautiful.
Oh, wait. Let's make her bigger. This one?
Yeah.
Okay. That would help. Sorry.
Yeah, no, those are
I missed it.
amazing. It's okay. I love
Let me
those
go
are
back.
I knew you were going to do that, so I kind of.
How
yeah.
do we go back? Okay.
But I didn't want to have to stand up because I have sweatpants on and they look really bad.
Oh no, you know what? We didn't even notice. We're too busy looking at the painting, so you're all set.
Yeah, I did not.
I mean, we always joke that we never know what we look like from our waist down. So
I know, thank God.
we here in just our underwear, nobody would notice.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
thank God you weren't having one of those moments.
Oh my God,
Sweatpants
no,
are okay.
I paint every day. So basically I say to Joe, you never knew that you're going to live with somebody who looks like they're homeless.
But colorful.
Thank you. Yeah, tip for you guys. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So-
No,
So
those are
I do-
amazing. Absolutely.
I have a question about your creative process, though. When you paint a painting, are all of them on first, like on commission for somebody, and you're getting the energy there, or are you first painting from your heart and then somebody picks it? Do you know what I mean?
I love that. Well, I have commissioned pieces for people before, and they just give me colors. Now, when I was doing the fluid art, that was really easy to do. But when you start doing abstracts, it's a little more difficult. However, I have to tell you, it was really cool. There, like a lot of times when I paint something, somebody who wants it will see it immediately and they'll go, that I am just connected to that. It resonates with me. As a matter of fact, I sold some paintings to a sister of mine in Canada. She's a coach. And I painted this tree that had like gold coins all over it. And I was just, it was weird because I'd painted it about a month before I talked to her, and I couldn't figure out exactly what it was supposed to be. And then it just I let myself go and do whatever. And she showed me in her journal that a month before that, she had had a meditation, a dream, a vision, and she wrote exactly what she drew it. And it was exactly what I had painted.
Oh my
So
goodness.
my whole thing is that all of these pieces, if they're not for me, they belong to somebody. They came from someone, somewhere. And I'm just actually expressing whatever's coming through for that person, whether that's tomorrow or 4 years from now, they're going to find that piece.
Wow.
So yeah, it's hard to do the intuitive process. I did a class with my coach, Jessica Hughes. And once I did that intuitive class where she took us through, and you actually do meditation, you do a lot of journaling, you just play in your journal and paint and try different things, because I had this idea. I knew how to do watercolor painting and other things. I didn't really know how to do abstracts.
Right.
And so after that class, I literally just started doing apps. I had a shift. And,
Wow.
and like I got out of my head. It was like, you don't have to know. You know how a lot of people go to art school?
Yes.
Well, I wanted to go to art school, but I didn't want to learn history. I wanted to just paint. So I decided not to go to college for art. And so even now, there are people that say, you know, oh, you have to learn perspective and you have to learn the colors and you have to. Well, I tried some of that too. And guess what? Closed me right up, because Spirit was saying to me, you are supposed to be free. You are supposed to have fun right now. You are not supposed to worry about the details. You do not have to have an education to paint or draw or anything. Or sing. I'm a self-taught vocalist. You don't. You hear those kids that are like 5 that sound like they're, 50 and they've been around forever, sopranos, tenors. It's all spirit. It's all from the soul.
Right.
It's a gift. Sacred and spirits. I picked up a brush and went for it. Yes, that's exactly it. Yep.
I love that. That's exactly it. Like I get so caught up in like technical details of how do you make it look like a tree? How do you make this look like
Yeah.
this? That I lose myself in the process. And that's the opposite of what we're supposed to be doing.
Well,
right?
the thing is if you look at trees, some people just have a brush stroke, or they have a hazy, or they have, like, some of them don't even look real. They're very abstract, so it's your gift of whatever comes through, and it's always beautiful, even if you don't think so. It is.
It's like creating your own world, however
Yes.
you want it to look.
Yeah.
I love
Exactly.
that. Oh, you're making me want to paint again.
I know. I'm over here getting ideas now.
You have
You're
to
right.
do it.
I have to. Yeah, I gotta get into it. I gotta get out of my head and just get into my heart and let it flow. And that's
Yes.
it.
And I'm going to call you out. I'm going to say, girl,
Oh.
have you done your painting yet?
Yeah.
All right, that's it for everybody watching.
Yeah.
Nick, send your artwork, and we are going to look at everybody's artwork all week.
I
That would be
love that.
awesome.
That would be
That would be
awesome.
yeah.
Oh
that would
my
be so
gosh.
cool.
That is amazing.
Oh, so good. I love that you got to come hang out with us today. Like I have been missing you so much, and I've been watching your journey, just kind of bearing witness to your journey, and it's been amazing. Like being able to watch you go through all these phases since we first met you, and coming into this has been, you can see that you're finally in alignment. You can see the joy in your work. You can see the joy in your posts. You can just feel it. And it's contagious. It's contagious what you're doing. Like this is just such a blessed experience to be able to bear witness to your unfolding. So thank you for sharing it with us.
I love you guys so much. And I'm so glad. I'm so busy and so scattered doing so many things. I'm bad at keeping in touch. But when you reached out, I was like, oh my God. Yeah, my soul family.
Yes.
Just being here with you guys, I feel emotional. My heart is opened, so much this morning. It's a great way to start a Sunday.
It is. Absolutely. I was so excited when Teresa's like, we've got Lisa coming. I'm like, oh my goodness. Like I missed her so much. Yeah, absolutely. And we're definitely, like I said, we're going to have you and Joe on soon.
Yes.
We have to get you together because I want to hear about your story together. I want to hear that journey.
We'll do that.
I'm so excited for that. I think because we haven't had a twin flame episode.
Well, that's a good idea.
We've been holding space for that for you too, because you mentioned that 5 years ago, and we haven't had one yet. So it's been yours.
Let me tell you, the twin flame journey. Don't look for.
Oh yeah, isn't it the hardest?
It's a shit show. We get that.
It is a shit show. If you end up together, then good on you, because it's hard.
I mean, maybe we should just step out of that, even because there's so much with the stigma of twin flames, but we can call it the divine relationship even.
Yeah.
There's something so much more powerful in that.
Yeah.
But
when you call to it,
what
are you going to do? So.
You can't run. You can try, but it'll find you.
It'll find you. It will find you.
Not
Absolutely.
I hide good.
Yeah, you do hide good. Teresa's like, nope, no relationships for me. I'm done. And like she'll get cards that'll pop up, be like, love, and she's like, what kind? No, self-love. Self-love.
Yeah.
That's what I said right before I met Joe. I was done with all of that.
I'm serious. I got my guides behind me.
A year and a half later, bam.
She has made it clear. She's like, there will be no relationships.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. And anytime it comes up, she's like, what do you mean? What do you mean relationship? What do you no? It's the
so I keep myself in the house a lot, which really helps with this. But then one day, after Bex pulled a card for me that said so, and I'm thinking, no way, I'm staying in my house this week, or whatever. Somebody knocks on the door, and it was our maintenance guy bringing a new maintenance guy, and he was so keen on me getting to know him. And then after they left and all the socializing, I smudged the house. They're gone, and I sat there and thought, oh shit, did it happen? Oh no. And so I go back to my guides again. Oh, please bless me with singleness.
Yeah.
Oh no, if it's meant to happen, it'll find you. You can be in a hole in the wall. It'll come get you.
Yeah, you can't hide.
You can't hide.
Nope. And that's the same thing for your purpose, your mission. You can't hide. It will find you. Yeah. It will find you.
You can say no to it, but it will find you. Aw, thank you.
And it'll keep coming until it gives you that smackdown.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what it is, the smackdown, the giant smackdown.
No, let's avoid smackdowns as much as possible.
They hurt.
They do. I have always there's this, I have this belief that if I miss a message too many times, the universe will literally knock me on my ass. Like
Oh,
I will
yeah,
fall
I remember.
and land on my ass. And I'm like, okay, fine. What did I miss? What am I not getting? And I know it's a reset. It's like a hard reset. Okay, I
I've
got
done
it.
that so many times.
Yeah.
And I've like in the last couple of years too, before Joe,
Yeah.
I ran across a lot of I don't know what they are exactly. They were soul relationships with men. They weren't sexual for the most part, but there was this deep love for each of the men like that I had, and they ended up screwing me over, burning me, hurting me.
Oh,
And I had so much pain, but I felt like it was almost like the completion of something that was before. It was kind of like I had to just go through those brief encounters to just clear everything out so that I could get to Joe. So again, you know, not everything's rosy, but if you say yes and you just keep walking through it, you're going to eventually end up exactly where you're supposed to be.
Right,
So
right.
we just have to be aware of what's going on.
Yeah, awareness is a
Karma.
big part of it.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely trying to shift away from the whole the whole acceptance of karma and the way that it's been designed or described to us. And really stepping into a more light-filled experience. Like I'm telling myself now, okay, I don't need to learn lessons through, you know, hard, like brutal, painful experiences. I am ready to have my lessons experienced through love and light and grace and ease and shift that paradigm. Like we need to let go of.
I love that, because that's what we need to do right now. Just even when I was saying about affirmations, loving your body, loving yourself, we need to change our mindset. We need to change our self-talk. The I am statements are so powerful because we create, and I feel like the energy has changed so much. It's going to continue to change, but I feel like things are happening like that. If you say it, it happens. So watch what you're saying. Be deliberate, be intentional. I am so scattered and disorganized. So I have to actually write notes, you know, make sure that I do this morning and this morning. But you really do want to get into a practice of that, because you're right. You're right. You attract what you focus on and what your vibration is.
Yes.
Create.
That's been a huge, huge part of my journey too, because I have in the past experienced high blood pressure, and they called it resistant high blood pressure. And obviously I know that means I've been holding on to anger that I did not want to let go of. Like it's kept me in that. But I have let go of the I have statements concerning anything to do with health. And I say I'm experiencing. Like I just found out I'm experiencing anemia. So I'm working to shift that. What does that mean for me? Like, and getting deep into the core of that and understanding that, okay, I'm experiencing it for this purpose. This purpose is now being resolved, you know, and letting go of attaching myself to any of these things.
Yes, because all physical symptoms, even Lyme for me, could be karma. But I feel like there was around, you know, with Joe, I mean, you know, his wife, I mean, they were together 20 years. I am an integrous person. And so I had a lot of conflict around the whole thing because, you know, like I said, spirit calls you to something in such a strong way and keeps saying, you here, you know, what do you do? But it wasn't anything that was, it wasn't like a shock to Joe because things weren't going well anyway. It's just, I was the catalyst to move him on to the next person, on to the next experience that he was supposed to have. And so, like I said, it's really hard, but you, I'm having a senior moment. What was I saying?
And about the I am statements and being able to,
but being able to just, you know, love yourself through the experiences, say yes to the experiences, no matter how hard they are, and create what it is that you want now. And again, it ain't easy. It just isn't easy, you know, but again, like you said, focus on the light. You know, there's a purpose for this. That's not where I was a couple of years ago, but it's very clear now that everything that is brought to us, especially to sensitive and intuitive empaths, you know, it's been a really rough journey for us specifically, you know, having narcissists latch onto us and all kinds of things, you know. And so it's not because we're bad. It's just that we're sensitive and we attract people and we have compassion for the wrong people sometimes. But again, we just need to, again, say yes, affirm the direction that we're going, love ourselves. And the big thing for me is you got to forgive yourself, because holding on to stuff is not hurting anybody else. It's hurting you. Holding on to anger. What's the statement about Buddha? Holding on to anger is like a hot coal in your hand. It's not hurting another person. It's hurting you. So you let that person have their experience. You have your experience. For Lyme or anything, we create dis-ease a lot of times out of our emotions, out of our fears, out of our punishment for self of things that we think we did. Or, we all have made mistakes. Like you had said, in any journey, when we make a decision, and believe me, any decision I make is prayed upon, meditated upon, asked for source for help. It is not like, I'm out to like hurt somebody or screw somebody over. It's not that. But again, as we evolve, we got to let go of it, because we did it. Like you said, I think, was it Bex or Teresa? You guys, one of you said like in the beginning that we're not the same people that we were. We made the decision we felt was right back then. Right. And now we're on to a new place. And so we've got to let go. We've got to forgive ourselves, and we've got to let the other person have their experience.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. I came full circle. It took me a while, the memory's starting to go.
We're not claiming that. We're not owning that for you. No, we're holding space for active, beautiful memory.
Intuitive memory.
Yes. Divine blueprint.
I received that. Thank you. I received that. Oh my God.
Oh, this has been such a power. I didn't think we were going to go in this direction, but I love that we did.
Yeah.
I love that when we could just go for the journey and see where it takes us. And it's exactly what I needed right now. So it's so perfect, of course. Of course. Thank you so much. So we have 3 questions for you that we didn't give you any time to prepare for. So good luck.
I'm ready.
Because that's what we like to do around here. All right. So the first question is, if you had to choose a song to be the theme song of your life for right now, what would that song be?
I have to be honest with you. I heard a while back, it was a song called 10,000 Angels. You need to listen to it, because I more than ever have felt the angelic presence in my life. I have seen orbs constantly, and they're all around us, and I feel like they're around us in greater numbers now more than ever. Even when we feel like we're alone, they're always there. So listen to the song 10,000 Angels today, because you will cry. It'll break your heart wide open. It is a powerful song. And I don't know if I ever showed you. I'll have to send you at some point. I have pictures with angels' wings. It's very clear. They're huge white angels' wings. And people are like, what's that? I'm like, I don't know. It's coming from my body, but all I had was a camera. Wow. They are here. They are with us. Yes. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
It's an amazing song.
One of my friends actually has a ring light on her door, like on her doorbell. And the other night, her daughter was walking into her apartment, and she had a video of, she had to slow it down, but she caught an angel like flying around. It was like this mist almost. Woo! And then it flew around, and she got like an angel.
Wow.
It was, and she comes over, she goes, what is this? And I was like, oh my God.
Look, guys,
wow.
I just have to share. I don't know if you can see this.
Oh, wait, I'm going to make you big. Hang on.
Can you see this?
Yes.
It's an angel that showed up, and I didn't even do anything. I just put paint on, and I scraped, and all of a sudden I saw an angel right here. See the wings, the face.
Yes.
So they are showing up everywhere.
They are.
They are sending us messages.
I love that so much. Yeah. All right, second question.
Yes.
What is your favorite crystal that you're working with right now?
Oh God, I have so many. I love my amethyst. I love my citrine and all that, but I got this one that I was so drawn to, and you can't see how gorgeous it is. Can you see it? It's angel. It's called
angel aura quartz.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if you can't really see it. It is like eye candy when you look at it.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I love angel aura. It's so gorgeous.
I have one too.
Iridescence on it just blows my mind.
Well, and then if anybody's interested, I have a piece of selenite in my kitchen that's this big, and I put stuff on it, and I have little chunks also, because it's very clearing, and so it's good to have the stuff around you. But anyway,
I have gridded my house in selenite and tourmaline, like every corner.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
4 corners of my house, upstairs and downstairs.
Yeah.
Because that it keeps anybody who comes in the house is cleared, and you're protected from any lower vibrational energy. So
I love that. I'm gonna have to do that too.
It's so
I'll
good.
Steal your idea.
Yeah, it's not my idea. I got it from somebody else, so you can have it.
Okay.
You can also grid your bedroom with amethyst, just in the 4 corners of your bedroom, because it helps.
And I've got that everywhere.
Yeah, dream recall.
February,
time. Yeah. Such cool. So powerful.
I'll do that.
Crystals are the best.
Thank you. I know they are.
Third question is, this is a fun one. Have you ever experienced extra-dimensional intelligence, meaning UFOs, visitations, or anything like that?
Well, I haven't told too many people about this. but I've had many experiences with UFOs. As a matter of fact, when I was a kid, primarily, I was sitting on the beach one time in, do you know where Assateague Island is? When I was a kid, we used to camp there. The horses would run free at the Assateague and the Chincoteague ponies. So we're out in the middle of an island. Yeah.
Okay.
And we're sitting out there, and anyway, massive UFO activity going on there. And then even as a kid at my house, one time we were standing outside on our patio. We were just like out, it was summer. We were outside and we had these really tall trees. And all of a sudden we see this huge craft hovering over our trees, going slowly over the house. And they reported it on the radio. And then I had another experience with my mother. Oh, can I share? I'll be really quick. Yeah. So my mother woke up one night because she felt this presence, and this light came through her window whoosh, in her bedroom. And we knew something had happened. But then I had a similar experience when I was in California, and I was dreaming about numbers, like symbols and things like that. And all of a sudden there was a UFO outside my window. Wow. And I woke up and I was like, was that a dream or was that real? I know it was real because, again, I could remember the symbols and I could see the symbols. So I used to go out and watch UFOs all the time. And I've seen them where they've come in, they've joined with others, and then little things go out. So, I mean, it's real. I'm getting goosebumps. But part of me was scared because, you know, you hear all of these alien abductions and this, that, and everything else. But I don't feel like they're dangerous. That's what I feel. So anyway, yes, there you go.
That's awesome. Wow, those are incredible experiences. Thank you for sharing that with us. Wow.
Well, I just got transparent there so everybody knows.
You know what? This is the place to do it. We have the most supportive audience of any show I've ever seen. Like,
nobody ever asked me that. That's something I've carried, you know, and I think I've told one or two other people, you know, my whole life I've carried that stuff. But I know what I've seen, and I'm not crazy.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
We all, I mean, at this point, I think everybody can say they've had an experience. We've had maybe one guest who didn't. And I think that was Michael Losier. He said he's never seen anything. And I was like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I know.
But, you know, everybody's had something. You know, there's been something. So. And that's the point. You can't, at this point in the journey, you can't just put your blinders on anymore. So, you know, I appreciate your vulnerability in this and sharing your story, because I think that it helps others to own their experiences and help them to feel safer in their experiences. And that's so important.
Thank you for asking. Thank you for letting me. That felt good. I like that.
Yeah, good. Maybe there's an upcoming book.
Maybe.
You never know.
I know what we need. I know. Here's what I'm putting out an order to the universe through you. No, you don't have to take this mission. I think a deck of cards with your original artwork with positive things, because I want to send a gift to my granddaughter, not necessarily oracle cards, although I think that would be cool to get her, but I'm thinking of all that she's going through and all the anxiety that she has, and school is way harder than any of us remember because it's all new. Affirmations for the young teens and stuff to fall back on, you know? That's what I'm asking for.
That's weird, because years ago I was actually called to work with teenagers. I got some readings from people, and I was like, I'm not feeling like I was going to be an elementary teacher, but I decided to leave that. I mean, I went to school to be an elementary teacher, but I felt it, and I was like, I'm not being called to that right now. But that speaks to me. That is kind of bringing me back full circle, and I like, because my daughter's 28 and she's struggling too. She's not a young teen, but still, that would be amazing. Yeah. Well, I want to make a coffee table book too with my art. So there are a lot of things I want to do. Maybe even a children's book, you know. I don't know.
Yeah, do that.
You could do a children's book just about the experience of painting and just letting yourself bring through.
I love that. I better live till I'm about 120, because like I have way too many
projects. Yeah. Let's just clone you. We'll just clone you, and then you can have.
No, don't clone me. Just keep me here a long time.
Yeah.
You guys are amazing. I've missed you. You were so much fun to be with.
We've missed you too. Thank you so much.
Let's stay in touch, okay?
Yes. And so just real quick, I know we put it in the description, but where can people find you?
Well, for right now, I'm coaching this year, so I'm actually coming up with a whole new, website and all that kind of stuff. But right now, you can go to art.lisaAwinston.com. I don't have a lot of my art up there because I don't like the site. You can also find me on Instagram, Lisa A. Winston, my personal page on Facebook, Lisa Winston, and I have a business page. So I show a lot of my art as I do it, but I am working on having a site where I can kind of bring everything together so people can see what I have, what I've done, what I have to offer, a portfolio, whatever. So yeah, thank you.
Awesome. And yes, her art is for sale, and she also does commission sales.
Yes.
So if you're interested, give her a message and get in contact, because believe me, it's life changing. The experience, everything that you're doing has just been so powerful, and I've just been, like I said, it's been such a joy to bear witness to all of this. It's been so beautiful. So
thank you for the kind words. It means the world.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. And I just have to share the winner real quick of our last week's shared out / comment, and that was Jennifer McDonald. You won the Soul Spa meditation, so congratulations. And we will get in touch soon. If you and Joe, I think we're scheduling out March, or let's do, I think halfway through March, April, May. If you want to pick a Sunday in one of those times, one of those Sundays or whatever, let us know, and we'll be happy to have you guys on.
Awesome. Let me write it down. Okay. I got it on my list.
Perfect. All right. We love you so much. And thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us today. It's been beautiful, and it's been so nice to be back. It's been a month for me since I've been on, so I love that I got to be here today. I've been working, so I love that I got to be here today for this.
I'm glad you both have fun. Yeah,
yes.
Thank you. Beautiful to see you both. I love you so much.
Happy Sunday. Love you.
Love you too.
Oh, wait, I forgot I got to do it. I'm sorry. I'm sitting here watching, and I'm used to Rhonda. Okay, bye, everybody.